With your unwavering attention, let's now start with illustration number 14 from consignment. A very interesting question to be solved. Start reading. Ajay of Mumbai consigned to Vijay of Delhi. Underline Ajay and write consigner. Underline Vijay and write consignee. Ajay the consigner, Vijay the consignee. Before we read the question further, quickly read the last line so that you understand what is the requirement of the question. Prepare consignment account and Vijay account. Vijay is consignee. So they've asked consignment account and consignee account in the books of Ajay. Ajay is consigner along with necessary calculations. Oh, as if we were not doing it. Even if they wouldn't tell, we will still do it. Am I right? Let's go back to the beginning of the question. Sold at invoice price. Wow, this makes the problem interesting. Goods are sold at actually goods are sent at invoice price, but they're told sold at invoice price. This also means that goods are sent at invoice price and are also sold at invoice price. Goods are sent at invoice price and are also sold at. We are hiding the cost price from consignee. We're giving him a certain target price to sell, and we are also lying to him. That's my cost. I want you to sell at the same price. Why? I want everyone to have good life. I don't want profit. I am doing this not for myself. Yeah. All businessmen say the same. Which represents 125% of cost. This is the important aspect. How much is it? 125% of. If cost is 100, invoice price is 120. If cost is 100, how much is invoice price? How much will be load? Everyone understood this? Cost is 100, load is 25, invoice price is? Very good. Vijay is entitled to commission at 10% on sales at invoice price and 25% on any excess realized over invoice price. Oh, so the consignee, we can sell the goods over and above invoice price. Yeah. Consigner will never tell, don't sell it more than invoice price. Consigner will never tell the consignee not to sell it at a price more than invoice price. So consigner is telling, but whatever you sell, I'll give you 10% commission. If you sell it at a price more than invoice price, I'll give you 25% commission. How much commission? But to do all this, we should know how much is cost, how much is invoice price, how much is selling price. We don't know cost. Sir, 100 rupees. That is comparative basis. 100 rupees worth goods are not sent. Whatever goods are sent at cost, if that cost of goods sent is 100, then invoice price is 125. That is what they've told. Understood? So far, we only have understanding of the problem. We don't have any information to write it in the ledger account. You get it? Expenses on freight and insurance incurred by Ajay. First set of information to write in the ledger. What is it? Consigner's expense. How much is consigner's expense? What is the entry for expense incurred by consigner? Consignment account debit to. Very good. Consignment account debit to cash. Consigner's expenses. How much? Freight and insurance 10,000. What is after this? Account sales received by Ajay. Account sales is received by, shows that Vijay has affected sales amounting to rupees 1 lakh. This is sales. This is, what is the journal entry for sales made by consignee? Consignee account debit to consignment. Consignee's name is Vijay. Entry is Vijay account debit to consignment. And this is our consignment account. So I'll write here by Vijay. Consignment sales 1 lakh. Understood? Sir, we can compute commission on this. Yeah, we can compute commission. Total commission we can't compute. We can only compute that percentage commission, the first part, 10%. No, 10% also we can't find. Why? On invoice price, commission is 10%. Over and above invoice price, commission is 25%. Do you know how much is invoice price? We should make an assumption that 1 lakh is the invoice price of goods sent. If you assume like that, you can write cost also. We will identify load also, but that's not that way. Why? Goods are sent at invoice price, can be sold at invoice price, or more than invoice price. Very good. Understood. So now we know 1 lakh rupees. 1 lakh is invoice price or selling price? Selling price. 1 lakh is okay. So we can't find balance of stock. We can't find goods sent on consignment. We can't even find commission. Come, let's read further. In respect of 75% of consignment. Ah, this is interesting. How much of the stock is sold? Out of what is sent 100%, 75% is sold. Closing balance will be very good. 25% unless there is any normal loss or abnormal loss. Clear? So can I use this 1 lakh by 75% into 25 or 1 lakh by 75% into 100? Can I do that way to find goods sent on consignment or closing stock? No. The reason is 1 lakh is selling price. 1 lakh is, if they had given invoice price of goods sold is 1 lakh, then 1 lakh is 75%. How much is 25%? That is closing stock. On that 25 by 125 if you do, will get load. 100% if you do, will get opening stock or goods sent on consignment. On that load also we can remove. Full problem is over. But they have not given invoice price. What they've given? 1 lakh is what? Selling price. 1 lakh is, continue. Is selling expenses reimbursed for 8,000. This we can write entry. What is the entry for this? Consignment account debit to consignee. Can I write to cash? No. I didn't pay. Vijay has paid. I need to pay Vijay. Consignment to consignee. That is consignment to Vijay. Consignee selling expenses 8,000. Clear? Very good. What's after that? Is selling expense over 10% of the consignment goods of value 12,500 were destroyed in fire. What is this? Abnormal loss. Abnormal, 100% of the stock sent. In that 75% is sold. Remaining is 25%. But 10% is lost. So how much will be closing stock? 15%. So 10% consignment stock is how much? 12,000. 10% is 12,500. 100% is 1,25,000. 100% is 1,25,000 is 125% of cost. Cost is 1 lakh. Load is 25,000. You got everything. So debit side in consignment will rate 1 lakh or 25 or 1,25,000. 1,25,000. 25,000 credit side as load. Did you understand this? Pakka. Now in that 1,25,000 is the invoice price of goods. 75% of the goods are sold. 75% of the goods are 1,25,000 into 75%. 93,750. 93,750 is the invoice price of goods sold. 93,750 is the invoice price of goods. On 93,750 will give commission of 10%. 9,375. 93,750 is the invoice price. Selling price is 1 lakh. 6,250 additional price. On that 6,250, 25%. Madi. Add both. You got commission. 1,000. 25% of any excess realized. 93,750 minus 1 lakh into 25%. 1,000 plus that 9,375. 10% on 93,750. 10,000. That is our commission. Understood? Now 100% sent, 75% sold, 10% damage, 15% closing stock. Yes or no? 1,25,000 is 100%. How much is 15%? 18,000. That is invoice price without including expense. When you have to write in consignment account credit side, we should include non-selling expense. Non-selling expense is only that one 10,000. But don't add 10,000. Why? 10,000 is for 100% stock. What is closing is 15%. 1,500 if you add, you will get closing stock. Did you understand? And load, you know, 25 rupees, no, 100 rupees cost, 25 rupees load, 125 rupees invoice price. On the opening stock, 1,25,000 being invoice price, 25,000 was load. That is for 100%. What is remaining? 15%. 25,000 was load on stocks and on consignment. 25,000 into 15% is load on closing stock. We know stock sent on consignment, load on that. We know sales, we know consignor expense, we know consignee expense, we know abnormal loss, we know commission, we know closing balance, we know load on closing balance. Find out profit as balancing figure. Over. Did not understand? Shall I repeat? Will you listen? I will explain once again and then I'll show you the number. So that 3 times explanation will be over. Once I've explained now. Some of you understood full, some of you understood half, some of you understood that you didn't understand anything. All of you listen. I'll explain same thing once again, second time. Then whatever I just explained 2 times now, we will write working note. Then we will start with ledger. Ledger mein same numbers will come. Fourth time we'll be familiar with the same numbers. Shall I? 100% of the stock is sent. There is no opening balance. Certain amount of stock is sent. How much? I don't know. You don't know. In that 75% is sold. 25% is closing stock. 75% of the stock sold is at 1 lakh rupees. Selling price is 1 lakh. Selling price is more than invoice price. Cost price, invoice price, selling price. Cost price, invoice price, selling price. We don't know how much is cost. We don't know how much is invoice. We don't know how much is selling. We know if cost is 100, invoice price, sorry, if cost is 100, invoice is 125. If cost is 100, invoice is, that is what they have told. Got it? Later they told out of 100%, when 75 is sold, we thought 25 will be closing balance. They told 10% of the stock is damaged. And they told 10% stock's value is 12,500. This one table is there, this you keep aside. Now, 100% stock sent, 75% stock sold, 10% damaged. 10% damaged stock value is 12,500. For 10% it's 12,500. For 100% it's so much. Very good. 1 lakh. 1,25,000 is invoice price. Cost is 100. Load is 25. Invoice price is 1,25,000. So cost is how much? 1 lakh. Load 25. Invoice price 125. In consignment account, debit side, goods sent on consignment, we should write 1 lakh. But it is sent at invoice price, we'll write 1,25,000. Credit side we write 25. Did you understand this? Pakka? Okay, now goods sent on consignment, 100% of the stock. Invoice price 1,25,000, cost 1 lakh, load 25. Are you able to imagine here? Next, stock sold. Stock 75%. 100% is 1,25,000. 75% is 93,750. 93,000. 75% of the stock sold, invoice price is 93,750. They have told selling price is 1 lakh. Selling price is, read the commission, it is on up to invoice price, it is 10%. Over and above invoice price, it is 25%. How much is invoice price of stock sold? 93,750 into 10%. 9,375. Keep it in the memory. Keep it in the memory. 1 lakh rupees is the total sales at selling price. Eliminate invoice price. Sales at invoice price 93,750 you eliminate. 6,250. On that 6,250, 25%. 1,562.5. Add 9,375. 10,000. 10,000. Don't say 10912. No, that is pin code Allah. 10,120. 10,930. Very good. 10,937.5 is commission. 10,937.5 is, everyone understood commission? Okay. Now, abnormal loss. Abnormal loss is how much? 10%. Correct or not? 10% they only told 12,500. But what is the cost of that? Very simple. Cost is 100. Load is 25%. Invoice price is 125. If invoice price is 12,500, cost of the goods lost by fire is? Have they told there is any insurance claim? Yes, 12,000 you received. How much you received? 2,000 profit. 2,000? Did you get this? So 10,000 is the cost of goods damaged by fire. 12,000 rupees received. 2,000 profit. Okay. Fantastic. So this is done. If you want to write the journal entry, we write cash account debit, P&L account debit to consignment. Here cash account debit 12,000. In consignment account credit 10,000. So P&L should be credited by 2. You received more money. You received in consignment account credit side we should write 10,000. Credit side we should write how much? 10. Why? In consignment stock has to be removed. That's it. Profit you will write in P&L. You will not write here. Consignment account credit side how much should you write? 10,000. You can write straight away 10 or you can write 12 on the credit, 2 on the debit. So that net impact will become 10. Pakka? Everyone understood? Last and final amount. Closing balance. Balance carried on. How much? 100% sent, 75% sold, 10% damaged, 15%. 15% of 1,25,000 is how much? 1,25,000 into 15% is, that is invoice price of goods sent on consignment excluding expense. When we value closing inventory, we should include non-selling expenses. No, non-selling expense only one is there. That Ajay incurred 10,000. Yellow color, third, fourth line. Freight and insurance incurred by Ajay 10,000. 10,000 is incurred for how much of stock? 100%. How much of stock is remaining? 100. That is 10,000 into 15%. 1,500. You add that 18,750. Add 1,500. 23,000 to 50. 20,000 to 50. That is the closing balance. That is the closing balance. But that is at invoice price plus expense. It should be recorded at cost. Should be recorded. So we remove load on the opposite side. How much is load? Don't worry. For 100% stock, how much is load? For 15% stock, how much is it? 25,000 into 15%. How much do we get? 25,000 into 15%. 3,000. Debit side will write stock reserve 3,750. If in case you find balance and figure, you will get the same answer. Sorry, you will get profit. You will get. I will teach you any complex problem we give. I will teach you how to solve it in the air without even writing a single word. This is something skill that you should grow over a period of time. When the question paper is given, no, in the first 15 minutes, just looking at this, you'll be like, oh, this is here, this will go here, 875. This table I will draw like this. I'll write here 100% sent, 75% sold, 10% lost, 15% balance, cost, load, invoice price, 125, 125. Okay. Literally, you should do this, and you're doing some other calculation, abnormal loss. You'll move it like this. Literally, you should feel like this table has gone here. Here you're doing abnormal loss calculation. Now immediately you want invoice price relationship. You see here 125. You should be able to see that number should come in front of your eyes. Are you getting it? Sir, mad and ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. Let people think whatever they want to think. Science movies and all they show no all calculations will be happening in there. Commerce movies also it should happen. It might not happen today, but with stringent practice and trying to imagine the numbers in the air, you will be able to see the numbers. The day you are able to see the numbers, you tell me, sir, ನನಗೆ number ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತು. Sir, ನನಗೆ ಸಾಕ್ಷಾತ್ಕಾರ ಆಯ್ತು. That you would have to tell. So now you might not see. Literally, when you see the question and then here, you should be able to see ledger in your imagination. You know why is it important? When you see it, after that it's not solving, it's copying. Numbers are here, no, see and then copy. Working now? Just see and then copy in your book. Over. It will be as simple as that. And so a lot of them will tell, start writing the problem, you will understand. What is this swimming? You jump into the water and then learn. No. You should know what you should do before you get in. Before you start the question, you should know how you will finish the question. Finishers are important. Beginners are many. That is the reason. In spite of we stopping to play cricket, it's been 4 years. Still, MS Dhoni is MS Dhoni. Why? So many of them might come. So many openers came, opened the innings and they went. But the one who finished it, that comes to our mind every time. So remember, beginners are many, finishers are few. We don't have opening balance. Shall I do the working note and then come back here or write the numbers? Working note will do. See here, observe. Cost 100, load 25, invoice price. They've given this information. Now, goods sent on consignment is 100%. Sold on consignment 75%. Abnormal loss 10%. Now you think and tell me what will be unsold stock. 100 minus 75 minus 10. 15%. Everyone understood this? We don't know all of this data. What we know is abnormal loss 10% is there. No. This is 12,500. This is, if abnormal loss of 10% is 12,500. How much is invoice price? We will do 12,500 divided by 10% or 12,500 into 100 divided by 10. What do we get? 1,25,000. Did everyone understand this? 1,25,000. 1,25,000 is 125. How much is 25? Load 25,000. How much is cost? 100. Did you all understand this? So goods sent on consignment 1 lakh rupees cost, 25,000 load, invoice price 1,25,000. Before we do the rest of the table, shall we first post this to our consignment account? Consignment account debit side, goods sent on consignment. How much do I write? 1,25,000. Why? This problem is at invoice price, but it should be at cost of 1 lakh. So I'll write on the credit side, while load on goods sent on consignment 25,000. Everyone clear? Come back here. Now, sold of goods sold on consignment, it is 75%. For 100%, it is 1,25,000. How much is it for 75%? Or you can do 12,500 into 75 by 10. 93,000. Everyone understood? 93,750 is selling price, is invoice price. 93,750 is, let us complete commission. Commission is given at 10% on sales at invoice price. Do you agree with me? 75% of the goods are sold. What is invoice price? 93,750. 10% of 93,750. 9,375. This is the number that we computed then. Entire sales is 1 lakh. So if invoice price is 93,750, sales is 1 lakh. What does it mean? Sales is made at a price higher than the invoice price. Sales is made at a price higher than the 93,750 is invoice price. Sales is at 1 lakh. Difference is how much? 6,000. 6,250 into 25%. 1,562.5. Correct? That is the commission on the Texas. Find the total. 10,930. This 10,938 is our commission income. I will write in my consignment account debit side to Vijay. Why? The reason is expense has to be debited to consignment, and this is amount payable to consignee Vijay. Entry is consignment account debit to consignee. That is consignment account debit to Vijay. How much commission? 10,938. 10,930. Everyone understood? Very good. Come back to this table. We are not done yet. So we are done with this. We are done with this. What else next? Unsold inventory. What will be the value of unsold inventory? It is 100% is 1,25,000. This much will be 1,25,000 into 15%. 18,000, or we can do 12,500 into 15 divided by 10. 18,750 is invoice price. What is 18,750? Listen to me carefully. When we write closing inventory in our consignment account credit side, it should be price, cost or invoice, whatever. If we write invoice, we should remove load. If we write cost, we don't have to. Plus non-selling expenses. Am I right? So here what do we have? 18,750. This is invoice price of 15% of the stock plus non-selling expense. How much is non-selling expenses here? 10,000. 10,000 is for 100% of the stock. Do into 15%. What do we get? Add Madi. 20,250. I'll teach you one more way to do it. Very simple. Take 1,25,000 plus 10. 1,25,000 plus 10. What did we get? Into 15%. Ta-da! Both ways you get. Are you getting it? Now we need to complete this abnormal loss. 12,500. Am I right? What is the cost of this? We should find cost. Why? Abnormal loss should be accounted at cost, not at invoice price. What is the invoice price? 12,500. 12,500 is like 125. How much is cost? 100. 12,500 into 100 divided by 125. Everyone understood 10,000? 10,000 is the cost of goods lost by fire. If there was no insurance claim, we would have written P&L account debit to consignment. If there is insurance claim, we'll write insurance company account debit to consignment. Now both are there. We will write the entry. Observe. Stock destroyed 10%, 100%. 12,500, 1,25,000. No, this is the part that we do. Invoice price is 12,500. Am I right? which is not considered. Cost price is 10,000. Freight and insurance is also there to it. Oh, this we forgot then. This stock is lost in process. No, should I add that proportionate part of freight and insurance? Freight and insurance is how much? 10,000. That is for 100% stock. For 15% we added 1,500. For this 10% stock it is 1,000. This we had forgotten then, no? When we did it orally, we forgot this. So what will be the cost including proportionate expense? 11,000. Insurance claim? 12,000. So the entry is insurance company account debit 12,000. Consignment account credit 11,000. 1,000 difference will be debited to P&L, credited to P&L. Are you getting it? Two options. Straight away write in consignment account 11,000. Straight away write in consignment account, or write 12,000 by insurance company and debit side you write 2 P&L. Whichever you want, whichever is more comfortable to you. Both are right. I'll write here by P&L abnormal loss 11,000. Sir, instead of P&L I want to write insurance company. Okay, right. Sir, I want to write insurance company 12,000. If you write insurance company 12,000, here you should write 2 P&L account 1,000. Do you want me to write like that? See, 12,000. Here I'll write. Is it raining? Profit on, sorry, profit on consignment. This is a very bad word. Look at the word profit on abnormal loss. So, how much amount? 1,000. Okay. Did everyone understand this? Or instead you could have written only 11,000 here. Done. Everything is done. On this closing value we need to remove load. This is at invoice price, no? How much is load? 25,000 is for 100%. Load is 25,000 for 100%. How much will it be here? By stock reserve. What will be the amount? 3,000. Oh, sorry, 2 stock reserve. 2 stock reserve. Load on closing stock 3,750. Clear? Everyone. If you want, you can write it in detail here. We can do one more working note for the same. Invoice price is 18,750. Freight and insurance is 1,500. Together it comes to 20,250. That's what we did straight away there, 2250. Instead, you can do this working note to write it. And we know this part, no, here. 25,000 is the load for 100%. For this much, it will be 25,000 into 15 by 100. Correct, no? Or you can do this 18,000 basis also. Or I'll do 25,000 into 10 by 100. Did you all get this? 3,750. Now we have written everything in our consignment account. All that we need to do is find consignment profit or loss. Do it 25,000 plus 1 lakh. 1 lakh 25. 1 lakh 27. 1 lakh 37. 1 lakh 57,250. No, I think there is loss. This side is 125, 135, 143, 153, 154, 154 plus 3, 157, 157 plus 750 and 938, 158, 688. Now, how much is the loss? We need to identify the loss. P&L account. 1,438 is loss on consignment. Did you get this? And we didn't follow double entry. I wanted you to understand consignment account in the books of Ajay very clearly. If we would have done double entry, we would have immediately posted to consignee account also. In consignment account, we have written to Vijay for selling expense and commission 8,000 and 10,938. In consignee account, I'll write by consignment for consignee's expenses and for consignee's commission. How much commission? 10,938. And in our consignment account, we have done by Vijay account for consignment sales. So in Vijay account, I'll write to consignment account for goods sold on consignment 1 lakh. Anything else? Nothing else. No, Nitya. No, that's it. So 1 lakh rupees is receivable from him. In that, he will deduct 8,000 towards expense, 10,938 towards commission. Balance money either he has to pay or it will be outstanding. Is remitted. Vijay remitted the balance, so it is not balance carried down. You should write cash. I'll write here by cash, balance and figure of 81,062. Did you all get this? Pakka. Easy. If we did it slowly, we understood so well. Correct or not? Go back home and then solve this problem once again. You will understand it much better. Everything simple except that they have not given the cost of goods sent on consignment and we had to end up finding it. That's it, guys. Copy this, then we'll do next question.